Hi, Tiger Lilies. It's me, your head Lily. I'm back already. We're gonna do the 1950s makeup now. I had to grab my makeup and a magical headband because of these things. So let's see if I can put this on. Okay, guys, so you guys know what I'm starting with, right? Right? We're gonna start with my Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist. Just to prime this up. I'm sure Marilyn Monroe never acted the way I act, but and guys, I have already pre-washed my face. I don't do my makeup without pre-washing. Please heed that warning. If you don't pre-wash, it leads you to be more prone to acne breakout from makeup usage. I forgot to pull this over. I'm going to set it on the chair next to me. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is... Why did I go and grab another headband? I had one over here. Okay, so we're going to go with the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer Longwear. And we're not going to use much. A little goes a long way with this stuff. Like, I've had it since Christmas and it's still almost a full bottle. That's how little it is. You rub it on your middle fingers, or your fingers, under your eyes, on the face. Okay. I'm going to take a little of my, what was it, L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade Fair? I think it's in Fair. But I've just transferred it over to a dropper bottle for a little more control over how much gets put on my face. And just added a little vitamin E oil so it doesn't dry out if I don't seal the bottle perfectly. Maybe if I squeeze some up, I can get some. Guys, maybe if I shake it. We're gonna get the high points again. I'm really worried with this. I'm really using this just to add a base coat because I will be coming in with another foundation in just a moment. Before that, though, I'm going to take an Emax Design angled concealer brush and distribute that over my face. Tell me why the Muppets are playing. Oh my god. Okay, so as you can see, I've got some decent coverage already. I am going to come in with my Makeover blender and blend it out just to even the tone so I don't get any streaks. And guys, I want you to see something. This right here is not even all my makeup. This is just what I've pulled down for this look. So y'all are gonna get a decent inventory video, and that's gonna wait about a week, if not a little more, because I've been informed there will be more makeup coming in the mail, and I want to always get this all. So next I'm going to take my Candy Justice. It is a 4-in-1 foundation combo. It has got primer in it, concealer, foundation, and powder. I'm just going to apply a small dollop on the back of my hand here. Why did I just throw that? That was probably the dumbest mistake I'll ever make. That's why I'll make another mistake later. We all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all have been with me long enough. You know that. I'm going to take my beauty blender to apply this for an even coverage. And I'm starting under my eyes where I have the most problem areas with bags. This shade is a little darker. This is in the shade Tan. Since I've got here to Texas, I am no longer a ghost.
This is for you, Daddy.
Daddy, I watch Elmo all day, every day while I'm puppy sitting. Do I need to hear it more? Because Gabby likes Elmo. Elmo swirl! So, we are just going to apply this to the full face. And we have moved on to quick swipes, because I've realized I didn't put enough on my hand for slow swipes. So, just a little heads up, this Marilyn Monroe look is one of her typical looks according to a lot of books. She is very wing forward. I love you, girl. I love you. I'm very wing forward. It's going to be a very natural yet very shimmery eye. She is very blush forward, which is a little new for me. I don't like to emphasize my cheeks as much just because they're chubby. And she is very lip forward. So we will be doing my Ba La 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 Touch Fit lip tattoo. Because it is a very red. Oh my god, I'm dying. A very red lip tattoo. Before we do though, sippy sippy. Also, we have a new subscriber. I've known him forever. I swear. But he subscribed to me today. So it's for you guys. Probably not my best, but you know, whatever. So the next thing we're gonna do, I'm sure they didn't do back in the 50s, but I need it. I'm going to contour. So I'm going to pull out this back basket you guys saw earlier. Okay, through it. And get my Color Workshop contour stick. It's just a very light contouring color. We're going to start underneath our cheekbones and we're going to dot. Because we don't want a super dark contour today. Get your head up, unless you're like me, then you have a 6 head. I completely skipped the 5 head. And your nose, narrow that nose. I mean, unless you're actually confident with your nose. I am not. I'll be right up and honest with you on that. So, try not to inhale contour. Oh, God. And then we're going to take a flat concealer brush by Ebex Design. And we're going to blend that down just a little. We're just buffing right now. So if you still see streaks from your contour, that's fine. We will blend some more. I'm trying to blend out my hair. Don't worry about streaks from contour. We'll blend those out towards the end. Right now, we're just buffing to sort of make it match. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to pull out some concealer because, again, eye bags. And I'm going to use my Color Workshop Conceal Stick. I want to go ahead and thank Gracie again. I'm sure I've thanked you 1,000 times, but I want to thank you again for all of this makeup you got me for Christmas. I use it on a daily. We're going to come under the eyes with the conceal stick and draw little triangles. It's time to play arts and crafts on your face now. And we're going to put a little where I should have dimples, but instead I have smile lines. And just a little at our T-zone. Mostly because I have a very dry T-zone and it ends up looking very scaly most of the time. I have very dry skin in general, though. I have, like, my whole life, though. I've come to terms with it. I just use a lot of moisturizers and a lot of masks and creams at night. And we're just buffing this out again. As you can see, my skin's already evening out. There's not very much patchiness going on. I'm looking more fabulous by the minute. Yes. So, we're now going to come in with the L'Oreal True Match Powder in the shade Neutral. Flippy it open. And we're going to get a rounded concealer brush and roll it around in that powder. Roll it. Roll it. It's falling down a hill. Roll it. And then we're going to apply to the whole face. Hold the brush properly, unlike me. So, oh my god, is that Garfunkel and Oates? They have made some of the best dirty songs ever. So, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to find my brow gel. She is very brow forward, thank the heavens, because I have zero brows, so I tend to be very brow forward as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Vander brushes. Since those are brand new, I got for PR, and I will be using them in a lot of videos, because they are what I will be using for the testing of a lot of products coming up. Sippy, sippy. Boop. Let's see if I can unroll this roll. Oh, guys, y'all almost got knocked over. I have so much makeup, y'all. Like, you don't even understand. But you will. I'll be giving you guys an make of my own. That video is gonna be long. So we're taking our e.l.f. Brow and liner gel in the shade medium dark. We will lighten it because my friend's eyebrows were super light. I mean, mine are too, but I tend to shade them in a little darker. We're dippying. My gel seems to have melted. That's attractive. It looks like someone just poured mud in my jar here. I'll be right back. So, if you ever make a mistake the way I just did and get brow gel all over your brush, start at the metal or plastic part of your handle, whatever it's made out of, just underneath the bristles. Add just a little bit of pressure and wipe down. Do not wipe up. You will wipe all the pigment off of your brush, but I am sure you guys already know that. Normally, I would go ahead and use a little brush cleaner to do this. But, as you guys know, I have been informed I will be getting a mechanism to be cleaning these brushes with, and I don't want to clean them too much now and then try to test them on that mechanism and give you guys a bad review. So, from here, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my mirror from my powder because my eyebrows need a little more precision than the rest of my face do. Otherwise, I end up like the Joker, Heath Ledger's version, the best version, the only version. As you guys may already know, in the 50s, they drew their eyebrows on very angled, apparently, judging by some of these pictures. So, we are going to be very eyebrow forward as well. Okay, so before we move on to our next eyebrow, because we've got two of them, most of us, I'm going to go ahead and come in with my Vander brow brush and comb. And comb this up. Just lighten the color a little because it is an abrasive color. So I have an eyebrow. I feel like I did good on that one. That's probably the best eyebrow I've ever done. Let's see if I can dye a little. I'm still suffering from the wasabi attack, y'all. I'm still suffering from that. Okay, so just to shape this, we're going to take a little of that True Match and go right above the eyebrow and take a small lid brush and blend it just a little. Don't worry if you get it in the eyebrow, that's how we're going to lighten it anyways. Try not to smear your eyebrow off though, since we do have vitamin E oil added to this. It will make the brow gel want to slip. So we have one eyebrow. 20 minutes in. I swear that is the hardest part of what I do with my makeup every day is my eyebrows. So what we're going to do, just to make sure I don't have to cry over this eyebrow, is I'm going to take a flat concealer brush, dip it into this L'Oreal True Match powder, tappy tappy, and then we're going to tap it onto the eyebrow to semi-set it. I did a lot better on that than I thought I did. I look like I care about something. Let's go with the other eyebrow. And guys, I'm going to repeat this again. Don't worry if your eyebrows don't match completely. You just want them to look similar. Because your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. I hope you're laughing at that cartoon up there.
Laughing about cake, my coochie.
Alrighty then. I wasn't aware you had one.
Well, no, have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay, have you ever seen Raising Hope?
No.
Well, you need to. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you know the little short girl that played in the show that you were talking about one ago?
Garfunkel and Oates?
Yeah.
Yes, I love her.
Okay. Her name is Kate Makuchi.
Oh, okay. There's a thing I didn't know it, but now I do. I had to change what I was saying because there's a thing and now you know it is apparently copyrighted. I'm just going to clean off the bristles because this is not what I'll be able to clean in the mechanism as far as I know. So I'm not gonna worry too much about cleaning this off because I don't want to make a mess of my eyebrows, y'all. Bible tells me. What? Hell. Guys, always check your fingers to make sure you don't have brow gel sitting on them, or else you'll end up like me with a great big black blob on your face. I have just messed up that whole corner of my face now. Thank you for giving me holes to choose from. This is wholesome. Alright, we're gonna blend out now. So we can fix our face where I messed up earlier. Guys, don't get as angry as I'm pretending to be right now. If you make a mistake, blend it out. When in doubt, blend it out. Overblending is your friend. Dead. Everything but. Okay, so that eyebrow took a little less time. Ooh, I hurt my shoulder. I'm smart. So the next thing we are going to do is we're going to put a little bronzer on because I'm pale as hell. So for that, we are going to use the Makeover Essentials Beauty Essentials Kit and flip down and you will see two colors. We're going to use this color right here. And we are actually going to blend it with the second drawer here. Has got some eyeshadows. Can I flip this? And we're going to take that color right there and blend it. So we are going to take a rounded concealer brush. And we're going to tap into the brown first. We're going to start at our nose. And the reason we're blending just a little bit of a pink shade in is just so it'll look a little more natural. And we're going to bronze right here to bring out our blush. Because as I mentioned before, they were apparently very blush forward in the 50s. Alright, so we have that on. Now we're going to take our beauty blender and blend that down. We're blending our contour while we do this now. Remember how I said we were just buffing it earlier? We've let it set long enough to blend it down now. Always blend down on those added factors, because if you blend up, it's just going to bring more pigment up and make it seem more obvious. And you don't want to look like you've been playing in the mud all day, even if you have. So, the next thing we're going to do is our blush. I am using the Hard Candy Cheeky Tints in Geisha today. Because that is a very blush forward color. Very. If you guys remember, last time I used it, I had to dampen it, and it took me like 10 minutes of dampening. I'm going to just quickly get the rest of this brow gel off my fingers, because you've got to blend with your fingers on this one. Okay. So, they were very blush forward, so I'm not going to worry about dampening it today. However, that right there is not how you put blush on. You start at the apple of your cheek, yes. Blend up. Blend up and blend out. Apple of your cheek, up and out, up and out. So we blended a little more today than normal. Not as dark as it was without the blending. But we can't stop at one cheek. Y'all are gonna look funny if you're walking around town with just one side of your face done. You might get a few laughs. So I'm trying not to use a whole lot of this because it is very opaque. But I am still trying to be blush forward, just like in the 50s. And I think part of the reason why it was so blush forward is, I don't know if you guys already knew, but here's a little useless trivia. For a long time, people couldn't afford blush or lipstick. It was mainly just for the higher society people because it was so expensive, so hard to find, so hard to make. And so there was a lot of women who would pulverize beets and use the juice and like redness from a beet for their blushers and their lipsticks, which, in case you didn't know, is a very bright red. Very bright. In fact, that's what it looks like I'm doing right now, is throwing some beet juice on my face. Hello, viewer. Hi. So, there we go with the blush. My girl, as I already mentioned, was very wing forward. So I'm going to go ahead and start lining my lids now. We will add some highlight. We're going to use a homemade highlight and a store-bought highlight for two different shades. Hi, Gary. Why did I call you Gary? Hi, Ray. That's my viewer. Hi, Ray. But I'm going to go ahead and start lining my lids now. I'm going to take an LA Colors Auto Liner because I don't feel like sharpening an eyeliner right now. Also because I really like LA Colors. They don't test any of their makeup on animals, which makes me extremely happy. I'm probably the biggest animal activist out there. But we're going to take the LA Colors Auto Liner in the shade Bay. This liner is Bay. And we're going to pull our lid down and gently line. We're not going to do a thick line on our lower lid. Remember, we are in the 1950s right now. A lot of women are not going to be wearing super dark under eye makeup. They don't want to be looked at as a harlot. That's a bad phrase for that time period. Harlot stopped being used forever ago. But they don't want to be looked at as a bad influence on the children. So we're just basically lengthening our eyes when we do this. Sippy, sippy. So the next step, y'all know I always do my eyeshadow before I do my wings. It's because I don't want any cast off to end up on the wing and ruining the wing. So what we're going to do now is calm down because I'm like wearing myself out just talking. I'm going to take the Hard Candy Mod Quad and go for the first shade. I wish I had a color name for this first shade, but it's the lightest shade here. And we are going to take a small blooming brush, pick up as much pigment as we can. No, we're not. We're going to go ahead and apply this with our finger because it is duochrome, which, in case you don't know, Ray, dissipates on a brush. As you can see, it's a very natural, very shimmery shade. But it's not shimmery enough, not for Miss Marilyn Monroe. So, what are we going to do? Glitter! We're going to add some glitter. Everything's better with glitter, right? Right? Oh yeah, I've got to take the lid off this one because the glitter's too thick to come through the holes. We're going to go ahead and take that small blooming brush we were going to use on shadow. Dip it in. And we are probably going to reapply the glitter after we put our wings on to make sure it remains shimmering. The next thing we're going to do before I put my first coat of this lip tattoo, for me it takes 2 or 3 coats, and it takes like 5 minutes to dry each time. We're going to let that dry now. I did overdraw my lips because I want bigger lips. So, while our lips are drying, we are going to go ahead and create some wings. We are going to put my little Monroe dot. So the almost final thing, we're going to add some more glitter to our eyes now. We're now gonna add some mascara. Guys, I can't move my lips much because the two is tightening. Which means it's working, but still makes it slightly harder to talk. So the next thing we are going to do is highlight, because I forgot to highlight. Oh my god, if I drop one more thing, y'all. Where's my homemade highlight?
Yeah. I was gonna make because that mix I'm using the expression tape is now so,
Really?
yeah. So I'll make them.
Did I put my highlight over here? Yeah, I did. So, I call this shade Snow White's Bite. It goes really well with my skin tone.
Yeah.
You got a shaky shaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like your name? Okay. You know where cocoa was stove with present milk? Yeah. It's kind of lumpy. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm about to snort highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Blend with your fingers, but if you get that little messy,
No problem. I don't think I'll substitute it with it. I don't think you can substitute it with that. I don't think you can too.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and leave the tattoo just a little longer. Cut out an extra coat. And we are now blending this highlight. I'm now coming in with LA Colors Conceal Correct in the shade highlight. And we're following that same highlight we just placed. This is just going to make it a little more cutting. So now we're ready to peel our lips off. So they hadn't discovered the magic yet. So to keep up with the theme, I am going to take the Makeover Essentials oh my god, if I drop guys, I don't know why, but I just jumped, like full on jumped when that popped back. You gotta hold it a special way, otherwise it retracts on itself. We're gonna be happy in the Okay, so the last thing on our face before we make our flippy on our hair is we now have to put mascara on. And my girl, my super volume, Nika AK, super volume. So, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make my eyes a little more shimmery, just because this whole look has been shimmery. I'm going to take the Hard Candy Lash Tinsel in the shade Gold Mine. Now, I don't have a very good brush on this, so I'm going to set that brush aside and pull out my Vander mascara brush and dip it in. Try not to poke yourself in your eye like I just did. Again, this is one of those brushes that I'm not sure if it will clean in the mechanism, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off before I put it back in the roll here. That way I don't ruin this perfect. Guys, that wasabi is still getting me. Why did I decide to do this after wasabi? We are now going to set the face and move on to hair. So, to set the face, I am using my Hard Candy Mattifying Setting Spray. And while we set, I'm actually going to turn this on and let it preheat. And I'm only going to preheat it to about 1. I don't need it at the hottest temperature right now because I'm not straightening my finger. Now, this is actually straightening my hair. My hair does need to go to the highest temperature on that. We are now going to take a flat brush across our face as fast as we can because I'm at 4% on my phone. And we're going to pull my hair. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the headband on. That kind of goes with the time period. My hair is a mess. You guys see how fast that heated up? And there you have it. Your 1950s makeup, courtesy of your head lily in charge, in inspiration of my maid, Marilyn Monroe. Until next time, guys, keep your chins up so you don't drown in the. Remember to remind us that the